In breaking news overnight, Israel has launched a massive wave of airstrikes on southern Lebanon, killing 492 people and wounding more than 1,600 others. It's the deadliest day of the Israel-Hezbollah conflict since 2006, with Lebanon's health ministry reporting that at least 24 of those killed were children.
World leaders are urging Israel to show restraint as the conflict edges ever closer to all-out regional war. We'll get the latest from our correspondent Alison Horn shortly.
Let's go to one of our other top stories now, and more on the competition watchdog's major legal action against supermarket giants Coles and Woolworths. Our political reporter Nicole Hegarty is standing by in our Parliament House studio. Nicole, what's the ACCC alleging the supermarkets have breached?
Good morning, Bridget. Well, they allege that the supermarket giants, both Coles and Woolworths, have participated in deceptive conduct by making false or misleading discount pricing claims, and that is a breach of the consumer law. This relates to more than 500 products across both of the supermarket giants. The ACCC alleges that they increased the price of these products for a short period of time before marketing them as being on sale under the down or prices down campaigns, but that level that they were reduced to was actually at the same as the long-term price, or actually in between that and the larger price for a period of time. This applied to things like cereals, sauces and batteries. Woolworths says that it's investigating the claims. Coles says that it will defend them and made reference to increases to costs for it from its suppliers as well. We've heard this morning on News Breakfast from the Nationals leader, David Littleproud, on this. This is what he says his party supports.
This is about making sure there's fairness and transparency from the farm gate to your plate. And we'll also introduce what we call a supermarket commissioner. And that's where farmers can also come forward in a confidential way and bring complaints to that commissioner. And if they feel comfortable, then they can conciliate back with the supermarket. But if they don't, because they fear retribution, then the commissioner will escalate that to the ACCC, who can then give that speeding ticket of $2 million.
Let's move now, Nicole, to the RBA, which will announce where interest rates will go today. What should we expect?
Well, it's widely anticipated that we'll see yet again interest rates remaining on hold. They've already been on hold since November of last year at 4.35%, and that's because inflation remains higher than the target band, so they're waiting for it to reduce to between 2% and 3%, ideally, but before there's any hopes of a real reprieve for those mortgage holders waiting for further insight or hoping that there will be a cut today. The chances are very slim. Just to paint a bit of a picture of that, the ASX target rate tracker puts the chance of a cut today at just 10%. Many would say that chance is actually much slimmer. The Commonwealth Bank is the only one of the big four that's still predicting a rate cut this year as well. But most economists are pointing to that not taking place for some months to come. There's only two more meetings after today's from the Reserve Bank this year, so the chance of a rate cut, well, it would be very welcome, is slim. Bridget.
Nicole, thanks very much.
OK, let's go back to our top story now. That dramatic escalation of Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon, leaving nearly 500 people dead. Our Middle East correspondent Alison Horn has the latest.
We are still hearing reports of a large number of airstrikes that are taking place across many areas in Lebanon, not just in that southern border region with Israel, but also further north to the east of the capital, Beirut, in a place called the Bekaa Valley, which is a known Hezbollah stronghold. We don't know exactly how many bombs Israel has dropped over over the past day. They won't reveal that information to us, apart from saying that they have struck about 1,300 Hezbollah targets as part of this massive military escalation. But it is clear from witnesses that we have spoken to on the ground that hundreds of bombs have been dropped in the past few hours. It was early this morning, local time, when Israel issued this unprecedented warning to civilians that were in areas where Hezbollah is known to operate to immediately leave and evacuate, foreshadowing what we have now seen come to light, this massive aerial campaign of bombs just being dropped in the south and in the northeast of Lebanon. The death toll figures continue to be updated by Lebanon's Ministry of Health, now in the hundreds. Israel says it believes some of those killed are Hezbollah militants. It's not providing us with specific figures at the moment, but the Ministry of Health is saying that a large number of people that have been killed are civilians, including children and women. Here in Israel, there has been some Hezbollah retaliation. We've seen about more than 100 rockets, long-range rockets, that have been launched very deep into Israeli territory today. But both Hezbollah and Israel are warning that this situation will continue to escalate over the coming days. We don't have a time frame for exactly how long things will continue like this.
It is escalating, as you say, Ellie. How deep are the fears this could all lead to a broader regional war?
Yeah, very real fears, because this is a significant escalation. To give you a little bit of context, there hasn't been a military barrage by Israel like this into Lebanon. And indeed, the numbers of dead that we're seeing in Lebanon since the 2006 war between Hezbollah and Israel. So this is one of the most, it is the most deadly day that Lebanese civilians are seeing in about 2 decades. And the warning from Israel is that things will continue to escalate. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has put out a message to Lebanese civilians saying that Israel's war is not with the Lebanese people, that it is with Hezbollah. But importantly, the military is not ruling out further escalation. We are now in a situation that is significantly increased from the kind of cross-border attacks that we had been seeing for the last 12 months until just about a week ago. Now is a significantly different situation. Civilians are being killed in large numbers by Israel inside Lebanon. Israel isn't ruling out launching a ground operation into those southern areas. If that were to happen, it's likely it would draw in responses from the Hezbollah backer, Iran, which could push this into a broad regional war.
Alison Horn reporting there, and Emma's here with some more news.
Thanks, Bridget. Thousands of nurses and midwives are set to walk off the job in New South Wales today amid an ongoing pay dispute. The union says life-preserving staff will remain in place, but adds disruptions will be inevitable, including longer wait times in emergency departments and delays to elective surgery. US prosecutors say the man who allegedly tried to kill former President Donald Trump at his Florida golf course earlier this month had written a letter offering a bounty on Mr. Trump's life. In the letter, he preemptively apologises for his failure to kill the Republican presidential candidate and offers $150,000 to murder the former president. 58-year-old Ryan Routh has been charged with 2 gun crimes. Turkish authorities have arrested an Australian woman on terrorism charges for supporting a Kurdish separatist group. Çiğdem Aslan was arrested at Istanbul airport last week before she could board a flight to Melbourne. Turkish media says Ms Aslan co-chaired the Kurdistan Workers' Party, an organisation banned in both Turkey and Australia. The spacecraft that will bring 2 stranded astronauts back to Earth is expected to blast off this week. The astronauts have been in the International Space Station since June after their Boeing capsule departed without them because of safety concerns. The SpaceX Dragon capsule will dock at the International Space Station with plans to bring the astronauts back home in February.